Hey guys, it's Fultoncards here, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York. And today I am opening up one of my favorite products. This is the 2016-17 Canada Juniors, which includes the women's team. And so I'm a really big proponent of this product because it's one of the few products that actually focuses on women, amongst other things. And you can get these boxes typically for $50, sometimes $45. They initially can go for as much as 100 or so on, so you have to wait for them to come down. The checklist is not as good as the 2015 checklist. There's a couple of those 2015 gold spectrum cards in the background you might have seen. But the entire set, I think it runs about 162 cards. It includes some legends sort of tossed into the mix. And the cards themselves expect to have some gold parallels, which are 1 of 3 packs. There are some exclusives numbered to 175. The high gloss are rare at 25, and printing plates, I've never gotten a printing plate. There are Maple Leaf Forever die cuts, which is sort of what you would hope to get, and there are some basic silver jersey cards, etc. There is actually a jumbo material too that you could potentially get. This year, 2016, is probably not as good as some of the prior years regarding hits. I think there's only 4 hits as opposed to 5 hits the prior year. But, you know, still, 4 hits still is nothing to shake a stick at. And the release date of this was, I think, in 2016 in July, if I recall correctly. So who would we be looking for? There is no McDavid in the 2016-17. Obviously, no Matthews, as he is not a Canadian. I cannot get this to open up here. But who would we expect? We would expect to get, for instance, Braden Point and Barzell and Lawson Krause and Mitch Marner and a bunch of others. And then the women's team, you can get a Haley Wickenheiser, but you can also get a bunch of others. That's just an example of one who still happens to be in this particular box. You could get a Laura Fortino, you can get a bunch of other ones. So here we go. This is what it looks like. It's not 3 across like it has been in other years. It's 2 and 2, but it's a good look. And it's very clean. They're just basically silver. There will be a lot of filler, a lot of white cardboard filler spacers in here, unfortunately, which is sort of how I think they sell these very much in single packs. A lot of people buy it that way. So there's John Quenneville. There'll be a lot of players who you may or may not remember or know from the draft. Sarah Davis, and there we have our first spacer, Jacob Chikrin, and there's Maxime Comtois. So let's see if you can get a Braden Point. I do own an auto, a Braden Point from one of these boxes. There's Samuel Girard, who played in the Quebec Major Junior League. And here we have a first program of excellence. So we are guaranteed 2, 3, or 4 of these bad boys, and we got Tyson Joes. So that's actually a pretty decent one to get. Very cool. Okay. And there's Matthew Barzell, who put up over 80 points last year with the Isle. So we could potentially get someone like Thomas Chabot, who was drafted by Ottawa and I think played in the Q. Who else? Let's see. We do have a hit here, so I'll put this aside for now. We could get Travis Dermott, who of course played with Erie in the OHL and was drafted in the 2nd round, 34th overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that would be a nice one to get. And here we have Marty St. Louis exclusives. So Marty St. Louis is in the checklist. And not only did we hit a Marty St. Louis, who is, I guess, a legend, or at least, wow. We got back-to-back Martys. Look at that. Huh. We did get the exclusive of him, and it's numbered 70 of 175. And you see instead of the silver foil, you get the red foil. And that is what differentiates the base. And there's Pierre-Luc Dubois, who, of course, was drafted by Columbus. Okay, continuing on here, we got Carter Hart, Mitchell Stevens. We have a big spacer, and then we have a Matthew Barzell gold parallel. Great. So Barzell, of course, I think he played in the WHL with Seattle, but he was drafted by the Islanders first overall, not first overall, in the first round. I think it was 16th, which is amazing. You would assume he would have gone a bit higher than that. Okay, very, very cool. With Natalie Spooner. This one's got big too. It probably has one of those big white facers, but we shall see. Yeah. So a lot of space here. So there's Jocelyn Larocque. There's Hayden Flurry. Hayden Flurry. He played D, didn't he? And here we have Joe Hicketts. So this is another gold parallel into the gold parallel mix. Hayden Flurry, and there's Thomas Chabot. So Hayden Flurry, what was Hayden Flurry? He was, I think he was drafted by Carolina at 7th overall. Another great pick. We'll see how he does. And I think he played in Red Deer. So another spacer here. So we're getting a lot of base, which means we should get some hits. This would be a hit of some sort. So let's see, it's a jersey card, I believe. And it would be Jillian Saulnier. I've actually gotten a lot of her. So that's a nice one to get. And so that is just a base silver jersey, I believe, because it's not numbered, but you can look at the back. Again, the benefit of this product is the fact that you really can go deep in the women's game, which is really nice. I'd almost wish that they cover people who are not only, on the Olympic team, and they'd follow some other players and give them some love, but I guess that doesn't happen. So here's Haley Wickenheiser. So that's a bit old school. We got some Haley Wickenheiser here. And another spacer. And then we have another, let's see who it is. It's an exclusives, and it's a forward, and it's Lawson Krause. Great. So we have a Lawson Krause exclusive. And I think he was out of Kingston, was he not? So here he is. It's 161 of 175. And he was also in the first round. I think he was picked by Florida. So that's kind of cool. So we got another one. So that's actually a decent one to get. He was, I think, what was it, 2015? He was drafted by Florida. So I'm just trying to keep things separated a bit here. A fun product to open. I just like it because I actually watch a lot of the junior games, so it's one of my favorite things. Here is a Braden Point. So we hit Braden Point, which is really nice. It's not that difficult to complete the base set. I wouldn't mind a Braden Point insert, but that's fine. And here we have a Mason Shaw, and it's a jersey card, and it actually is a two-colored fabric one, which is a really nice one. So that's a bit better. Mason Shaw, cool. So we've gotten a couple of the base jerseys as far as I can tell, which is nice. And there we have Brandon Hickey. Brandon Hickey played with BU. And he was drafted by Calgary in 2014. Oh, look, we got Mario. So Mario would be one of the legends. So it's one of the higher numbered cards. It's ironic that he'd be 99. You'd have to turn it upside down to get your Josh Hosang. He's famous for it's Hosang's famous number, isn't it? Okay, and then we have a Mason McDonald. Mason McDonald's been doing okay, but I think he's actually sort of dipped a bit. His save percentage has not been above .900, which is what you want as a goaltender. And we have Marcus Phillips. So this is another one of the gold parallels. So I'll put it in the gold parallel department. We got Perlini and we got Zach Poirier. Still, have we hit an auto yet? I don't even think we've hit our auto yet. So we're guaranteed an auto or two. I certainly would hope to get two. Owen Tippett. And what else do we have behind here? Oh, we have an auto here. So let's see who it is. You know what? Here we go. Let's do it. It is Brigitte Laquette. So we got Brigitte Laquette, again, very female forward, this product, and it's actually really nice. So this is what we would call a black, what do we call this thing? I think it's called a black base auto, and of course it's a sticker auto, but it's really nice, and it's Brigitte Laquette, so that's very cool. I try to collect autos across, of course, the women and the men, but I try to actually complete sets, believe it or not. So I love pretty much getting everyone. It's nice to get Brigitte Laquette. She's a great hockey player. Okay, let's see what else we get. So there's our Hayden Flurry, Tyler Benson, and here we have, I don't even know what this is. I've never seen this before. Is this like an old school retro card? This looks like a retro card. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It's a Team Canada Juniors Championship card. And look at the old school logo right at the top. So this, I believe this is a retro card. I don't know how often these are inserted, and it's actually cardboardy as opposed to glossy. And it's a I thought it was it's a David Kenville? It's hard to read it. Yeah, it's David Kenville. Interesting. So I'm curious how often these are. I don't think they're very often. They're not inserted everywhere. I'm just going to take a quick peek at what's the number of this bad boy? It's like you can tell me. David Kenville, it is, yeah. So overall odds, 1 of 76. 1 of 76 for these bad boys. Really interesting. There are some legends, but that's cool. So this is a bizarre parallel. And then we have Marc Messier. Again, a higher number card, meaning it's a legend. Continuing on, I think we've gotten 3 or 4 of our hits at this point. For 3 of our hits, we're supposed to get 4 total, as opposed to 5 in other years. But we still get the Program of Excellence cards, which are really nice. I'm doing some brickwork outside still, and they're making a lot of noise. So there's Stevie Y. So we actually hit a Program of Excellence of Stevie Yzerman. And this is what the back of the card looks like. It's a very black look. Nice. Okay, so there's another Program of Excellence. Then we have a Jake Bean, which would be a gold parallel, and a couple of other ones. Other couple of base up in our neighborhood. Still missing, I believe we're missing 1, although I think I might have put it aside. So let's see, Roland McCowan. And then we have another Program of Excellence, and it is Mitchell Stevens. Very cool. Mitchell Stevens. I think he was drafted by Tampa Bay. He was a second rounder. I'm not sure how he's done thus far, but I'm pretty sure he was drafted by. There we have Stevie Y, and we have a Stevie Y gold parallel. And then we have a Martin Brodeur wearing a yellow jersey, which is really bizarre for Team Canada. So this again would be a high numbered card, in other words, a Legends card, 92. Jacob Chikrim. Okay, 2 or 3 packs left, guys. Coming up on 13 minutes, which for me is shockingly quick. Jamie Lee Rattray, Emily Clark, and we have another one of these Program of Excellence, and we got Megan Augusta Marciano. Megan Augusta. Very nice. And then you see all the stats on the back, and they're all women's stats. I wish they would expand the checklist. And then we have Lawson Krause and Travis Sanheim. Travis Sanheim played in the WHL, and he was drafted by Philadelphia. He was 17th overall. So here's Sam Steele, Boris Kachuk, and another gold parallel, and it would be of Anthony Beauvillier. Very cool. And a Stevie Y base, an Anthony Beauvillier base. And so we have one last pack, and we had a hit somewhere. If I can find the pack that we hadn't looked at yet. So let's just see who we have here. Okay. So our last hit, and it's very women's forward here. We got Marty St. Louis, we got Pierre-Luc Dubois, Tanner Kaspic, Dante Fabro. We have Evan Fitzpatrick. We have Brigitte Laquette. And finally, we have a Natalie Spooner, and this is a gold spectrum, and it's numbered to 25. So we have a Natalie Spooner gold spectrum numbered to 25. Very, very nice. So it's a patch, which means it's a very rare card. I guess this is actually a parallel of the gold spectrum. I think the gold spectrums typically are numbered to 199. The last thing I will show you before I pack up the plantation, well, firstly I'll go through our recap very quickly. We got a stack of base, which is probably close, not the full base set, but getting there certainly. We got these, which are the Program of Excellence cards. We got 4 of those. So we got the Megan Augusta, we got the Mitchell Stevens, we got the Stevie Y and the Tyson Jost. We got this card, which is a retro card of David Quenneville, which is interesting, and it's very papery, and it's sort of a look of years gone by. We did get 2 exclusives cards, and we got the Lawson Krause numbered to 175, as well as the Marty St. Louis exclusives. So that's very cool. In terms of our 2 base jerseys, we got Mason Shaw, and we got Jillian Saunier. So we actually did fairly well. Again, it's very women's forward product, which is always kind of cool. We did get the gold spectrum. We got the gold spectrum, I believe parallel, because it's only numbered to 25 because it's a patch parallel. So this is a real hot card, and as good a patch as you probably are going to get. And we also got the Brigitte Laquette auto. And then in terms of our gold parallels, we sort of ran the gamut of Anthony Beauvillier, Stevie Y, Jake Bean, Marcus Phillips, Joe Hicketts, and Matthew Barzels. Last thing I want to show you was I have in the past hit a one-on-one in this product, so I'm going to give you an example of what a one-of-one looks like using showing how female and women's forward it is. I did hit this Laura Fortino, and it's a Maple Leaf Forever, which by definition are the die cuts. The year prior, the die cuts were a little bit more pretty, a little bit prettier. They had the Maple Leaf emblem sort of demarcated as a die cut. But this year, this is what they look like. They're very simple die cuts, and this would be a one-of-one, so you can actually hit a one-of-one. Again, this product is always a mixed bag. You're going to get good 4 hits, and you're going to get your parallels and stuff. In 2015, you get 6 hits. But one thing to keep in mind is if you're sharing the hobby with a niece or a daughter or a son for that matter, to show respect for the game. And I can tell you the women's games have been tremendous with late goals and overtimes and stuff. I recommend this product mostly because of the diversity. I can say that most of the people here are sort of European bloodlines, so that's not entirely true. But there is more diversity in the game. Will continue to be more diversity in the game, but respect for the women's game and the quality of the women's game at this point is something that I like that it's being flossed within this product. So that's it, guys. I just thought I'd open up another box of the 2016-17 Canada Juniors, including the women.